The other day, while walking down the street, just for a normal walk, I passed by a man that was sitting down on a bench. He was mumbling something, but I couldn't understand what he was saying. The look on his face was terrifying. He looked tired and scared at the same time. I approached him and asked if he needed something. He wasn't even acknowledging me. I waited a few more seconds to see if there was any reaction from him, but nothing. I decided to leave when I felt someone grabbing my hand tight. I looked back and I saw the man looking at me with horror in his eyes. I was scared for my life because I didn't understand what he wanted. He said to me,
"Please, take her with you."
Not knowing what he was talking about, I asked, "Take who?" He then showed me a doll that he had with him at his side, but I hadn't seen her there before. Anyway, I just wanted to leave that place and go straight home. I took the doll and I left. I could have left her somewhere, but I didn't want to just throw her away in the garbage, so I took it home with me. Later in the evening, I was on my laptop doing some work when I heard a noise coming from the kitchen. Footsteps, to be exact, but I live in a small condo on the 3rd floor with only one entrance. Since I'm working in the living room, which has a clear view to the main door, it would hardly be an intruder. I went to the kitchen, sure of myself, and I saw the doll on the ground. I forgot that I had left her in there on the chair after dinner. I picked her up and I took her to the living room, just dropped her on the couch and kept working. I worked until late in the night, and before going to bed, I took a look at the doll one more time, and something was different. Her position seemed different from the one I'd left her in before in the evening. Maybe I was just tired. I left her there and I went to sleep. In the morning, I woke up with a terrible feeling. I'd been dreaming of something scary, a dark figure that was close to my bed. Did I just suffer sleep paralysis? It felt so real. I couldn't understand what the figure was, but it was dark and it made the room feel narrow. It's so hard to explain what this was. I got up and tried to do some work again, but before I reached the computer, as I passed the couch where I left the doll the previous night, I realized she wasn't there. Now, I was scared. I remembered leaving her on the couch. I saw it before going to sleep. I looked everywhere to see if there was someone in my house. Was someone playing games with me? I could only think about an intruder in my house. While I stood there in the middle of the living room, breathing heavily and looking everywhere, I listened to a noise coming from the basement door. I saw the door opening as it made a creaking sound. A horror cliche, I know, but it happened, and it was the scariest moment of my life. I approached the door and I looked down the stairs. Dark as night down there. My vision started adapting, and I could see at the bottom. The doll was on the ground. I closed the door immediately. Whoever or whatever was downstairs, I didn't want to see it. But something started happening around me. The rooms were getting darker. Like day was becoming night. I was in complete panic until I was transported back to my bed. Was I dreaming? Having a nightmare? I couldn't move again. In the middle of the room, the dark figure I'd seen before starts becoming visible, and it looks like me, but a twisted version of myself.